a bit of there's a gap there where you could maybe, all you need is a good Ravage into a Phoenix egg, into Undying, into Coil, into Luna ulti. Like, oh my god.
They have wombo combo, but they don't rely on it.
What do you mean? No, they don't at all. Exactly, yeah. And they even have the backup for the push. You know what I mean? Like, some teams, when I look at them, it's like, okay, these have an amazing team fight, but they don't have anything to follow up after.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
For HOT6, I am scared. But we'll see what they do laning-wise. It's still pretty open, not entirely sure exactly where they're going to be placing their heroes. MP has picked up the Drow Ranger, so it looks like it's going to be Drow mid.
Okay.
So that kind of goes the way that you were saying. Have Earthshaker in the off-lane, then defensive tri-lane with Weaver, Dazzle, Lina.
Dual lanes could also be pretty legit.
Forever's picked up the Lina.
Okay, so maybe a core Lina? Yeah, Jarek's on the Earthshaker. Attaboy. This is... Okay, so...
Sec zooming in.
I don't know what that means. Maybe he has like the assisted screen on, you know, if you're kind of short-sighted, and you can make the screen bigger. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like in Windows?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's doing.
He pressed shift 5 times.
Oh.
Beep, 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 beep. Literally the first thing anyone who's experienced that disables, like, where's that damn thing? Pressing shift 5 times. Leave my PC. Right, Miracle Luna, Chibi on the puck, Ysera, Undying, Chaos on the Phoenix, and Paulson playing that Tidehunter. What about over on the Radiant?
So we have Sunbind on the offlane again, playing as Weaver. So offlane Weaver. Then we have Heen on Dazzle, MP on the Drow Ranger, and we have Jarek's on, in my opinion, probably his best hero, Earthshaker, and Forev, probably it's like safe lane core Lina, by the looks of it.
She's got a null talisman, so it's kind of looking that way, but we have seen support Linas or support Witch Doctors go for like an early null just for the extra harassing. Yeah, for like extra right click. Literally, you are a zoning hero, so they think, okay, well, I can go for a null talisman here. My other support buying all of the bollocks, and
Jarek's bought a smoke. And
oh yeah, I'm not saying in this case. I'm just saying it's
we've seen it.
We've seen it before.
Okay, cool. So
because quite often you look at items and say, okay, he's bought X, so we can say laning wise, he's probably going to go for here. Sally Station teams, they don't like casters. They just throw a cog in the works and like, yeah, we're going to buy whatever the hell we want.
Get screwed. Okay, so I really like what Sunbind did there. He Sakuchi'd constantly up the top lane to get that early ward down, and it's kind of in a position where, you know, you might get lucky and the sentry mightn't catch it out. And then again in the Tidehunter's ward for the Dire offlane is a bit more predictable. You know, it's kind of a well-known ward spot that could easily be dewarded.
Where's the Radiant's second ward though? Is that still over in one of the supports? They're going to go and place a sentry in the Ancients because they know they're going to be zoning out Tidehunter very heavily. And Heen has the secondary observer ward. But wherever he places this, probably going to get scouted out.
I think you have to place it towards the Dire side, you know, to try and watch the rotation of their supports, because what's a Tidehunter going to do? Like, sure, he can roam mid and gush someone, but I don't know, it's you have to protect your Drow in this scenario. It's all about Drow. Because
holy crap.
What's wrong?
The block on top.
Yeah, it's very legit.
Like, how is he...
But look what KS is doing.
He stopped it completely, but still, the creep wave meets.
That's
basically
amazing.
Just in front of the ramp. How did I'm gonna have to watch the replay. How did he manage to do that? Because the range creep reached where it should have a good 6 seconds before the melee creeps.
He's got them skills.
That's that Weaver. Top-notch play. So it's gonna be Drow Ranger against Puck towards the mid lane. MP with his precision aura already leveled up, so no frost arrows, no gust. Chibi with 1 in that illusory orb. Last hit wise, 6-0 for the Puck, 4-0 for that Drow Ranger.
Yeah, it's all about creep equilibrium in this game as well. Like, Tidehunter's one of them heroes that he kind of needs, you know, maybe 2 or 3 before he can actually farm any jungle camps at all. And they're doing amazingly at zoning him out completely. He's getting very little experience. Let's see if Forev can keep that creep wave back and completely deny Tidehunter. Oh, a bit of a misplay from Heen there. Okay. He corrected himself.
Yeah, they've got the 2 range creeps there, so there's no chance of the Radiant pushing too far towards that tier 1 tower. Weaver, on the other hand, at top lane, sentries over on that Phoenix, so if he does step out of bounds, they can place sentries down. What stuns do they have outside Lucent Beam, though? Nothing whatsoever.
Honestly, I'm confused. The Tidehunter pick is very strange to me. Like, if you have such a dominant offlane like duo, why would you go back and like not waste these 2 supports? You know, not waste Undying Phoenix. Like, I'm not saying they're doing that. I'm just saying they could be doing so much more
Yeah.
in the offlane. Like, sure, they're zoning out a Weaver, but then, you know, it's a Weaver.
Like, if you think about the supports here, Phoenix and Undying, if they're stacking and pulling and they're getting levels, what levels are they looking for? You know, level 3 maybe? Level 4? Phoenix wants to get 6, but Undying doesn't really care too much about that. Item-wise, there aren't big items. Either there's no Blink or Yules that you desperately need on these supports, as Weaver does take a Loosened Beam. Dropping pretty low, Pelosin. He could go Gush here, level 2. He does so,
Yeah.
and now he's wrapping around. Drow Ranger caught the invis from Chibi, starts up, and level 2 Orb.
TP from Dazzle.
He's got the Grave, he's got the Grave with the heal, they gust him back, but one more hit from Puck finishes him off. He now looking for the kill on the Chibi with the Fisher out. Puck's caught, a few more hits out, but he's got Phase Shift, but he's got Orb and then Phase Shift, he's fine.
He has full bottles. Well, he could turn this.
It's gonna be a double kill, he goes forward, he gets another. Chibi comes out with 2 kills, a bottle boots and another 500 gold.
What a rotation from Tidehunter. Like, we talked about protecting Drow Ranger and how important he is to the strategy. The Dazzle had to learn the Poison Touch to try and zone out Tidehunter in the offlane, but because of that, he didn't have Shallow Grave. And when I saw him TP, and I was like, this is going to be sick. Yeah, he's got Grave. This is going to be amazing. They're going to turn it. But it turns out he don't got no Grave.
I was waiting and waiting, and I click on Dazzle. I was like, no, he's not got it. And he was so close to level 3 as well. Like maybe 2 or 3 creeps, and he would have hit level 3. Get that Grave.
All of a sudden, the offlane for Tidehunter is opening up quite a lot. You know, you're closing in on mana boots. You're level 3. Like, it's spooky stuff. Then you compare that to Weaver, who has, I don't know, a Wraith Band and a Circler. You know what I mean? On level 2.
And he's got no strength. 500 HP drops down to 435 as Undying keeps spamming out the decays. Puck could actually make a rotation up the top.
Oh, Jerix is heading up there as well, though. Like, one well-placed Fisher. I don't know, like, they don't really have any damage, though. Like, Weaver has 400 health.
Yeah, exactly. If they go in now onto Ysera, he gets he drops Tombstone, Fire Spirits come out, Loosened Beam is level 2, Weaver just dies straight up. Although, they've got no Sentry aggressive, and Phoenix doesn't have another one. So they did manage to deward that Sentry with the Radiant one that they've placed down here already. But Sunbee, look at, he's on 100 HP from a Decay and a Loosened Beam.
I don't even know. This is ridiculous. Like, any sort of burst damage and Undying combination, it makes it so much more powerful. But Jerix, again, he's just kind of trying to protect his Weaver, trying to allow him to get in experience range and not be... oh my god, what a Fisher.
Yes, he's got the dive away. It should be okay. Oh, maybe not. There's another Shikuchi in a second.
Fire Spirits, though.
Turning back around. He'll get the kill before dropping himself. No,
he's just good.
60 health. Tango through.
He has another Sakuchi soon.
Run and hide. There's a Decay in 4 mana, but
play.
he's not going to find him. Well played indeed. Also with Decay, I think the biggest factor is it completely screws up any of your sort of estimation or predictions of what's going to happen.
Yes.
So you get Decayed, you lose, X HP, but estimating how much that is in relation to a nuke coming out of, let's say, Luna, who isn't played that often, oh man. But on lane, apparently Titan gets taken down by Forev alone?
Yeah, the Drow damage coming in there. Ooh, okay, so MVP have kind of got more of a grasp on this game again. Like, it's still looking to me though that, you have this Weaver, sure he has Drow Aura, but without Drow getting farm, he's going to be pretty weak, you know what I mean? It's going to be difficult. But then you have Forev, I guess he can get a Yules and he can rotate really early and create the space to allow their supports to farm, or even the Drow to rotate bottom if he's under a lot of pressure middle. Oh, this could be a nice silence.
Oh, can they get him before the Orb? Yes, they can. The Gust and one more hit. No miss uphill.
Oh man, that's one of the most... When you're shooting uphill and it's the last hit and you're like, please Jesus, don't do this to me.
Irax, where are you heading off to? The Phoenix going to go up onto that ramp while Pelosin on this Tidehunter, 1,000 gold. What kind of item build do you expect from him? Do you go for the Arcane's Blink, Arcane's Mech?
Depends on the... Okay, so when you have this much gold, you think you're in a situation where you're like, okay, let's not do anything for the next 2 to 3 minutes and see how it goes. And then judge off that what you can do. Because an early Blink Dagger against a team like this, they don't really have much life.
Weaver and Drow.
Weaver, Drow, Lina, Dazzle. They're very, very weak if you initiate on them and get up in their face. Oh,
Didn't call up bot. Chibi's found Heen, but follow-up's not there. Didn't catch Forever. So he kind of turned around with impunity. Just, zone him out and get back off my teammate.
A bit of stacking from Ty going on. I think he's in the same boat. He's like, okay, let's see how many stacks I can get, see if I can clear it. And if I can have such an early blink or mech that it can just make a huge impact on the team fights. Dude, does Luna not get... No, he's not... Oh, what? I think that might have been a misclick.
I'm not sure. Maybe it was a dive from Sun B.
No.
Interesting. And now the Fisher comes out. Miracle wishing he had his ulti right here. The swarm out. The Phoenix has dive across. There's going to be no further damage outcome.
The bugs. They got him.
The little bugs.
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe he felt they were going to dive him and he was like, okay, I'm going to... But he used it with like 4 creeps on the screen, so I wasn't quite sure what that was about.
Okay, SEA and Sarah both up here. And this, like, Yurax's Earthshaker has been on every single lane. He's been protecting, being aggressive, he's found kills. Like, the fact that MVP HOT6 are now 4-2 up is all down to him.
It's him, yeah. His fissures, like, even when you think he's not up to something, he's so patient, you know what I mean? When he went top lane, he waited like a minute and a half until he knew where Phoenix was and what health he had. And then they went on him when he was farming neutral, so they had a neutral damage on top of it. He just knows exactly how to play this hero.
Well, look at this dewarding. Every time they've got sentries up on top lane, getting rid of observer wards, sentry wards, limiting the vision that 5ever have over the Weaver. Because the amount of times we've seen Sunbi actually Shikuchi from Fog, and then go aggressive. Oh man, Pelosin, forever, how much mana do you have? Not enough, but look, he just gets it. Just gets it.
Oh man, that was so close.
Dire's bottom tower is
Polson must be, oh. He's definitely fighting fate here.
230 HP. Oh, what is he doing? No! The ping's out from the other spectator. Yeah, we saw it. The Tidehunter drops to another Dragon Slave, and Forev just going to be like, well,
I guess that's a kill.
Thanks for the gold, I guess.
That was very strange.
And what does that put Forever on? And then the Tidehunter stat comes up as well. Good. That's good timing. The stats guys have been preparing that for the past, 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it happens.
Okay, so the jungle is being stacked up nicely by Ysera. So Tide has a bit of comeback gold. It looks like he isn't actually spending any money, so I'm inclined to say he's going for Blink Dagger because, if you're going for Mechanism, you'll buy some of the smaller parts. Oh, man.
That's good manners for Drow. With the triple Wraithband she's got, no treads just yet, but on the cards for her. How are we looking for the supports and how are we looking for net worth? Lena up at the top with close to 5k. Drow Ranger pulling ahead with, the kill on Puck. The fact Puck has been moving to bot lane, helping out all these lanes and losing out a little bit in terms of last hits. Luna is barely ahead of the Weaver.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I think the thing for 5ever, if you want to come back into this game, is securing the Blink Dagger or the Mechanism for Tide. Because they need to win fights now to win the game. And they can win them with, they barely need any items. The only thing they need is initiation.
Oh, well, here we go. Pelosin's ready with the Ravage after Dream Call. They catch 2, MP and Sun B into the Tombstone, and there's no time lapse back. The Luna dies at top somehow, but they've lost 2 calls in mid.
What happened top is Forever rotated with his Yules that he just finished. Like 9-minute Yules and just Laguna Bladed blue.
Obliterated, gone.
Oh man.
Okay.
So the team fight, that was amazing. What happened?
Have a look at what time
I saw that. Yep. Okay. I'm baffled.
Lena top lane, just about going to catch this as KS does have a dive. The final right click flies through past the trees and catches him on his way out. Trajectory, don't give a damn about that when the fiery ball's flying for Lena's hand.
Look how much pressure Forever's putting on the top lane solo. You know what I mean? He's killed the core and the support, and nobody can rotate to kill him. Now he has 1.4k gold now. I guess the logic behind the Midas is this. We have such amazing team fight. We don't really need a Blink Dagger. Oh god. Okay, I thought
he's got an anchor smash.
Look at that Ursa, he's pissed.
The potato.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, so Midas, it's a strange pickup to me. I'm not quite sure about that.
We gave him 2 options and he went for the third, which he sort of made up out of nowhere.
I'm trying to
Miracle just used his ulti again.
Okay.
I just caught the tail end of that. Again, I didn't see whether Sunbi was diving, but I'm going to assume so. Time-lapse was used. Probably weird diving under the tower a little bit there. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Okay, so they spotted Jerax with this. Okay.
Oh, he's got a TP. Yeah, he's down. Again, lack of stuns on 5ever.
They have Lucent Beam, Dream Coil, Ravage.
Yeah.
And Egg, I guess. But I wouldn't even count that, really.
Chibi. now turns back with a Dream Coil onto Forehead. He's got the good blade, but he's gushed up and looks like Punk's going to try and take this kill. Anchor Smash will finish him off. That's a dominating streak on the way of Tidehunter.
Ysera securing the crap out of that one. Good job, Undying.
Midas built 0 times in this patch by Tide.
0. That's incorrect, because there's one right now. Get red stats, man.
Until now. I didn't read the second line, so it's entirely possible that he said until now, or something like that.
I'm only messing with you.
Top lane, Weaver finds a kill on Phoenix.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Like, he doesn't even need items on the Weaver.
Like,
Like,
they're getting wrapped on though. Sunbi. Shikuchi away. Sentry's dropped a little bit late. Chibi looking for the kill on the Yerax. They'll find it. Lucent Beam. Miracle finally putting a point up on the board for himself.
they needed that kill so bad. Even though it's only on a support hero. But then look at bottom lane. You have this poor Tidehunter that seems to always be on about 2 HP behind this tower. With a Drow Ranger just constantly pressuring, constantly farming. It's...
Did you see the smoke up top? Forever as well as Heen. Both up at this top tier 1, and look who they're going to find. Chibi, not the best target again.
difficult to kill.
He's got a blink tag as well, so phase, blink. Always a
Fake it? Is he going to
made
fake it? Yeah, he faked it.
Yeah,
What a
faked it.
leg.
Whoa, Forever, yeah, player!
That's exactly what he needs to do. Like, I love when players adapt to the situations. Like, he saw what happened mid, he saw the phase shift, and he's like, okay, this guy's going to try and dodge it again. And then he gamed him.
But it's sort of one of those things, you can't not dodge it, right?
Yeah.
Because if you try and dodge it, you're definitely hit.
Tower is under attack.
I think the play there is the orb and then dodge, but I'm pretty sure that's like nearly impossible.
Last patch built only once, 0% win rate.
Alright, so it's not looking great for Bluesen.
Dire's top
Well,
tower
we'll see how
has
it does.
fallen.
It hasn't allowed him to get into his next item faster, maybe gets him to a level 11, but next team fight's going to be relatively defining here because Weaver treads Ring of Aqua on his off lane, definitely doing very well in terms
Look
of
how much-
network.
look how much he hits for.
Chasing Miracle, he's lost his creep and he's getting chased down. Cloudmaps is ready and available, but they've caught the others on the back end. Fisher's great onto close, he's passed up. Raven's going to go, but it only catches one. Sunbi has time lapse, he's going to get it off. There's no way of chasing him down and catching him. Chibi silences him, but where's the egg? Where's the supernova? It's already gone and it doesn't catch too much. They are finding trade-off kills though. The Tombstone stacking up the zombies. Good gust back onto Miracle and Chibi.
Kill the house.
5 ever. They're going to kill the house. What happens next? The grave, the TP. Heen looks like he's perfectly fine to chase further forward. His MP, Light Strike not going to land. Drow Ranger is okay. Look at the blade. Takes him down to half and the damage. Drow Ranger damaged. Good phase shift. Dodges out the Dragon Slave.
One more
Holy
click.
crap. Look at that.
Okay, so in that team fight they went on Tidehunter with the Gust. And obviously the Kraken Shell just pops and then it's all for nothing. And he still gets the Ravage off on 2. They blow, like, oh man. I think that fight could have gone either way. The egg didn't, like, it was in the bottom of the fight, and it was pretty good. He got it off. Like, I don't know. I still think 5ever should have won that team fight more convincingly with the team fight they have.
I think MVP were kind of split. So they had, 2 heroes here, 2 heroes here. There was no way to get one big Ravage, Supernova, Tombstone, Dream Coil. It was kind of like,
It was all
we'll
over the
cast
place,
this one on these 2 guys, this one on these 2 guys. And they never finished anything. Like, Weaver getting his time lapse off there. Should it really happen?
No.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And then with that they get easy Roshan. The Drow Aura with like it's...
the Radiant.
I actually, at the start when I saw the Weaver pick, I was kind of terrified.
But with Gemini,
Yeah, with Gemini and the Drow Aura, like, he is doing so much work.
Mr. Tidehunter.
And they steal the Ancient stack as well.
Mr. Tidehunter.
He's like, bro, I got a Midas, I need to farm.
They blink forward with Chibi. They find a silence onto
Yeah, that's
Sunbeam, but
time's
now
up.
the Fisher catches 2. Doesn't block off their
That was
advance.
a bit of a bad Fisher, to be
They
fair.
couldn't chase through.
If they had got it the other way, they could have got 2 kills though. And when you have a Drow team with Mages, like, that's easy tier 2 tower. Maybe even Rax at this stage of the game.
Well, yeah, what are we looking at sort of buyback-wise? Puck and Undying, there's no chance, right? They're not carrying around a buyback for themselves. Puck probably wants a Yule Scepter next. Maybe even go for Dagon. You know, we look at this draft, and very early on you said they're squishy. Weaver, Drow Ranger, and Lina, incredibly squishy. So Puck, with a full combo, Orb, Silence, Dream Coil, plus the Dagon, if he does go for it, you can nuke out, I think, the Dazzle is primary target. Dazzle or Weaver.
I think the thing you go for is Aghanims on your Puck. Because the thing that MVP can do is they can kite you and they can move around you with the Drow Aura. They have ranged heroes that can kite. They have Weaver who's very mobile. They need to keep distance. But if you have Aghanim's Dream Coil on top of that, you can allow heroes like Luna and Undying and Tide just to get up in your face and cause your havoc, and especially if you have an egg. If you can position the egg outside of the dream coil, so they have to walk through to attack it, like you can game them so hard.
Well, they've got all their ultimates up right now, 5 so this is time to fight. As good as any.
That's
What are
the
their
Aegis
targets,
kill they're looking
though?
at.
Oh, yeah, they found... Oh, the Gust! No way! MP turns back around and says, hey, buddies, you want to get into my ancient stack? Well, I don't know about this. Vision Beam does cancel out their Life Strike Array, but he still gets the damage out. Time not dead. The Orb will finish off forever. The Blink forward, and now Supernova on the top end. Jirax and MP both burning down. He's not going to get the kill on Supernova. He does still have Aegis Immortal, though. The Weaver is in the back end of play. Silence, Dream Coil, Orb dead. Zombie can't do anything.
Oh man, even though they went on Drow, they didn't actually focus everything on him. They used the Undying like aggressively on the rest of their carries, you know what I mean? They used it on Lina, they closed distance on them. What's up?
Fight recap. Yeah, I'm clicking the button. Gimme.
No.
I pressed it like a second too late.
It's alright.
I do that so often. It's like, oh yeah, I should check the fight recap. I want to do that. Click it. No, it's fading.
Oh, man,
We can always check the graph. So overall, MVP had a good, 7,000 net worth lead now, dropping to 5,000, maybe a little bit lower.
I still think they're not too worried. Like when you look at 5Ever's team, they've used all their team fight now. You know what I mean? We can just go if we're MVP. We can push tier 2. They don't have Ravage. They don't have Eclipse. They don't have Supernova.
Yes.
There's with a draft like this, after each team fight, if you manage to survive or at least kite them in a way that everyone doesn't die, the next team fight is just so easy. You know what I mean?
So they have, a good at least a minute before the team fight ultis are back off cooldown. And then you can sort of add 30 seconds or so for that for 5Ever. Their name is sometimes
4-5-ever.
4-5-ever to regroup, because you're all going to be split off on side lanes farming up. So team fight ultimates come off cooldown, you regroup, you smoke up, then you move out. So maybe you're looking at a minute and a half, something along those lines, before you start feeling threatened again.
Oh, the thing is though, if you're 5Ever, you can't screw it up. You only have one team fight, because if you lose against Drow and against a team like this, you're losing rats. You know what I mean? They push so terrifyingly fast.
Like up at top.
Oh, look at Tide's items though.
What's he got? He's got a blink. He doesn't have Ravage though, and
He just
now
TP'd back to
Fisher
base.
KS does get caught out. Dream Coil for 2. Tombstone will get thrown down. Jirax does get snapped back. MP with the Gust back. Ysera keeping his Tombstone alive, but the damage from these ranged heroes, just too much. So they've lost Dream Coil, they've lost the Undying Tombstone. There's no Eclipse for 10 seconds, but if they do go for another big team fight, they have Ravage, Supernova, and Eclipse.
I think it's enough, especially when you have Blink on Tide. Like they haven't seen the Blink dagger yet. They saw he went for a Midas, so I guess they can say, okay, he had a Midas out. Like it was like 12 minutes or something around there. So there's a high probability that he does have his Blink dagger, but. Okay, well, it's about Jerax, and if he can counter-initiate with the Fisher, like if he can position himself in a way that he can stop maybe the Phoenix swoop, he can stop maybe Luna kind of getting up close. I don't know. Who do you favor in this next team fight?
I think it depends on who initiates. I think you're right. If the Tidehunter can get in there with, at least catch 2 of the either Drow Ranger, Lina, or Weaver. If you can catch 2 out of those 3, I think they're good. Dazzle. Puck, I feel, has to go on the Dazzle just to silence, if not kill outright. But then it's down to MVP because, oh man, these Gusts. Seriously,
Yes.
MP has been nuts with these Gusts, catching 2 or 3 people as they're casting their big ultimates.
The one when they went on him from smoke at the
Yeah.
Ancients as well, like he's spot on.
Now, Soul Booster on the Lina. I want to ask you this: Bloodstone or Octarine Core? Because I think there's merits for both.
Okay, I don't think Octarine, Octarine before Ags, I guess it's pretty good because Light Strike Array has a 7-second cooldown. So getting that lower, it's like you're stunned like 50% of the time if you do it correctly. So Octarine is legit on like low cooldown spells like that.
The only reason I think it's sort of 75-25 for Bloodstone over Octarine.
Okay.
Just because they heal from Bloodstone.
For the push, okay, I see what you're saying.
So if you do have these squishy heroes and you get hit by all the big team fight ultimates and you all drop to a 30 HP, Lina sort of thinks, well, I'll cast all my spells, I'll suicide, and then heal you all up to basically full.
I don't think you want to do that though. If you're a Lina in a Drow lineup, you're more than spells.
That's true, you got Fiery Soul, throw out the right clicks.
You're like a DPS carry. He does like 160 damage an attack, and he attacks so fast with a few stacks and fire. So they have a lot of attack speed boosters for the, you know, you have the Weaver with his Geminate, you have Lina. You know, it's a really nice Drow strat actually.
Interesting. Miracle has skipped tier 2 boots. Hasn't gone for treads.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle
I guess he wanted the
tower is
BKB as soon as possible after he finished out. He realized he wanted. Ooh.
Okay. Tide evaporates and wastes his rabbit. There's no real follow through here, and
Yeah,
Miracle is caught on the wrong
Miracle's in
side of the
the
river. Sudden Life Striker A from 4M, and good night, Luna. Gus looked like it hit the little puck there, but not quite catching him.
That was a bit of a misplay. It was a very, very kind of brash initiation from the Tidehunter. He just kind of went a bit ham. I don't know. It's okay. So when I watch Dota, I always try and think what the player's thinking. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, we need to initiate now. We have follow up with Phoenix, but the problem was with the Blink Dagger, they kind of like they jumped over this little gap.
So he went up the ramp and jumped to here.
Yeah, and he was too far away from his team, so he was like.
So I was kind of wondering if he was sort of prepping himself and walking this way to try and jump behind the tier 1.
Maybe I wasn't really watching it too closely, but like that's pretty huge because oh man, a minute and a half on Ravage, and that just gives so much space to MVP that they can, you know, they can roam around, they can do whatever they want now. Like they don't have their blink initiator. The only way pretty much to kill Drow because of how on point he's been with these gusts. You know, if you don't blink on him and get the Ravage off straight away, you're not going to be doing anything.
And that's the skill that ties it all together. You know, you have the starting off with Dream Coil, Tombstone, Ravage, Supernova somewhere in the middle, then Eclipse from Luna. If you're missing one of these stages in your team fight, you know, in the draft I said, they don't really rely on it. But at this stage, when you're behind, you need one big team fight where you do rely on it. Like, maybe not for the entirety of the game, but they need something big now. They need to land all of their spells, all synchronized very well and very crisply together, just to drag this game back into their hands a little bit. Maybe then, they win a team fight, they take Roshan. Like, how long until Roshan respawns? We find out in about 50 seconds?
Okay. If 5-Ever can stall until they have Ravage again, which is in 30 seconds, they have a 5-second BKB on Miracle on Luna. They have a good bit of damage, but it's not like it's a lot on Luna basically to do the physical damage.
For if you don't know who's behind the Yule Scepter on. Don't turn around. Oh no, he Yules himself. The Santos win for him. He's gonna get ripped, and you one though tries to TP out.
Okay, so he did go for that Bloodstone like you talked about, which I agree with you. It is amazing for that the heal, but it's also, you know, low downtime allows you to kind of play more freely and make more mistakes. You know what I mean? But when you're there.
I guess also the fact the mana regen, you're just spamming out spells non-stop. You don't really care. Gus not going to land this time. How much damage he does, though? But Ysera's already dead, heals himself up. Now the Eclipse comes out, the Sun's up, the Supernova down. Miracle BKBs, and MP can't stand and fight. He kills the Tombstone, and it's great done. Maybe TP out, but he's got no TP, you're right. Fisher will be good. And now Echo Slam, yeah, access the Blink Dagger, jumps in and catches 2. Puck, can you blink? No, you can't. Sun B there with a Shikuchi as Yerax is on the hunt. They're not going to find too much else because Miracle is back in his base.
Okay, so holy crap. So first of all, I was like, 5-Ever are destroying. They got a really nice egg. They had a really, really good Dream Coil. Then the fight kind of slowed down a little bit. They went on Drought. They had a nice shallow grave, and he kited them. And then all of a sudden, Jerax comes in and just says, "Not today, boys." Gets an amazing Echo Slam.
There was a buyback from Weaver.
Yeah.
Lina died, so that was 2 deaths and a buyback in exchange for 4 deaths.
But like, we talked about this in the draft as well. When they don't have their ultis up, they have 1 Ravage, and that's it.
Like, what do they do to defend tier 3 here? They have Ravage and... Tombstone. Okay. Well, soon. Oh yeah, they have it now. Right now, yeah. Peloton, go forward. But when you compare Ravage to skills like Light Striker Ray, Fisher, Heal from Dazzle, and he's actually building up into a mech. He's got the Urn.
Oh god, he is farmed for a Dazzle.
Both he's on the same level as this Earthshaker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I also like the fact that when you pick a Drow strategy, you can be kind of greedier in your support. because you're going to get early towers. You know what I mean? You have so much pushing potential that allows your supports to pick up, you know, these items like Blink Dagger, even a earn mechanism kind of thing. Like, it's very unheard of to have that much farm on both supports.
Early Glimmer Capes follow Sun. Fish it up, and Forever's invis just waiting in the wings. They've got people actually coming in to try and contest this. Trying to slow down the damage output is intense. Ripped down by 7 right-click attacks, and Subi's on the hunt. If he can get the swarm out, which he will do, who's he going to track onto though? Doesn't latch onto anyone. Now, they've got the sentry, Tombstone, but the Fisher again from Eurex catches 2. Miracle Core, Tombstone, they've got to focus it, they've got to bring it down. The right click out from Lina.
Oh my god.
And that's again 4 down for nothing in return. They've got 1 buyback on the Phoenix. Puck and Phoenix, how do you hold your tier 3s? Because there's not only 1, it's 2 tier 3s that are going to get pressured here.
Okay. Honestly, Jerex in this game, like, I don't like picking the same person to MVP 2 games in a row, but like, oh my god, he has just been so on point. Even in the early game with them patient rotations to top lane.
Like, it's like MP has played pretty damn nuts on this Drow Ranger, but yeah, overall throughout the game, Eurex has definitely been on point. So tier 3 in the ranks already got it mid, down to bottom we go. Another later rank's gonna get taken down by MVP HOT6 here. As 5 ever in this 2-game series. Grab it down as the Phoenix does dive forward. They'll get a couple of kills as the Sun Ray will try and take them down, but they heal out from that. They're all just dropping like flies. Forever, Yule, Light Strike Array, zap down, no need for Laguna. Maybe he pops Laguna on KS, maybe Miracle. Well, this is Oyster right now as he can just turn and fight. Spy back from Undying, Tombstone at the ready. But they've lost 1.5 lanes of ranks. Ysera, Sentry, out there to look for the Weaver.
Against the Drow strategy, range racks isn't really a thing. You know what I mean? It's just another hut in their base that doesn't really do anything. But oh man, I think when 5 ever kind of lost their momentum, when Jerex rotated top and put pressure on the Luna, like we saw the Luna's farm and how little he had. Like, just that alone was enough to stop them, because you want to fight if you're 5 ever. You really do want to fight, and you want to push towers. You're gonna have a Phoenix, you have Luna Aura. Like, it's one of them situations where you're like, I don't want to like beat a dead horse, but I don't know why you went Midas. Like I want to ask him. I'm not sure. Like, maybe they felt they could hold for long enough for the Midas to become valuable
and sort of rotate ultis in and out, you know.
Yes.
Miracle, okay, good night. And he popped his BKB. He's just gone. Forever has the Aghanim Scepter, finds KS now with 3 hits dead. Yep, they find him. Tombstone drop. But that's just gonna get taken out so easily by these ranged heroes.
Oh man.
Is that just it now? They've got, how long until Ravage?
55. They've Dream Coil.
But Sunbi has time lapse, he's got BKB, stick charges, MP.
Look at mid as well. Forever's just going ham. The Jerex, like,
Your Scepter's everywhere, but Polos has caught the weave out, giving them so much armor. Puck, I don't know about this. Are you gonna orb? Are you gonna blink? He's blinked back towards the fountains, Chibi, killing off the swarm bugs. Mega creeps, not too far away here.
honestly, the thing I like most about MVP is a lot of teams probably wouldn't have drafted the Weaver into a position where they knew he wouldn't get any farm at all. But because they relied on Jerex and they knew how they were going to play it, they just allowed the Weaver to get enough to do the damage with the Drow. Like, it was a really nice draft.
Oh, whenever they tap out, 2-0 for MVP HOT6 here in this 2-game series. Convincing, pretty much.
Yeah, I'd say 100% convincing. Like, in the first game, you could argue like the draft had a lot to do with it, but in this game, like, they just execution 100%. Yeah, they fought around the ultis really well. Like, even in the top team fight, they spread out so well that they couldn't use their combo on everyone at the same time. Just sick play from MVP.
And definitely, and you know, across the board, there was obviously, you point out Eurex is an outstanding player, but there was no one I feel from HOT6 that, you know, made major mistakes or played badly.
No,
Dazzle,
not
his
at all.
Graves and heals were good. We had
the one rotation middle, maybe, like when they did 2 TPs in to try and save their mid player when there was no way they could. Like, that was
no
the
Grave.
Exactly, yeah.